Hi everyone, it's just James, okay, bringing you yet another video. You guys, I want to talk about a very, very important moment in history that, according to YouTube, no one's really talked about. No one's really documented this in video form, so I'll be the one to break the ice on this. I want to talk about the inspiration Taylor Swift had to write the song Mean off her classic album, Speak Now! Yes. Okay, let's talk about it. Now, Taylor Swift at this point had put out this album and she was really breaking wind. I almost said breaking wind. That's not right. She was really breaking ground in country music and basically crossing a lot over into pop. Like a lot of her songs were going onto the pop charts, which caused for a lot of discourse with critics. Taylor Swift had a really, really, really hard time in her early career with criticism because they were ruthless to her. There were sites dedicated to taking her down. They did not like the fact that she was bridging another gap between pop and country, almost to the point where they said her music is indistinguishable from being pop. It is strictly pop music. They were saying she wasn't country. They were saying she couldn't sing. They were saying some wild shit. And bear in mind, she's like 15 when this is all happening. Like, she's a teenager. And many stories have been passed around as to who this song was about. And I wanted to dispel some of those right now. Now, the first two rumors that were going about who this song would possibly have been about was, one, a bully she had back in high school that people were claiming she wrote the song about. Now, Taylor did an interview about this, and she dispelled this rumor saying this is not true. I don't know where it came from. Like, this is not what the song is about. Secondly, Kanye West was also somebody they brought up as a possible person this song was about, which she also shot down and dispelled. That was not who this is about. And as far as it goes, with good investigation skills, we narrowed it down to two possible people who this song could have been about. Now, one was the Trigger Man from SaveCountryMusic.com, and two is Bob Lasault, a very, very notorious music critic who was known for blasting Taylor Swift constantly. Les's criticism of Taylor Swift's 2010 Grammy performance was particularly harsh, but super enduring. It cast a long shadow over Taylor Swift's career, and he was a well-known critic who actually was really, really well-respected in circles. People valued his opinion, and it was a really hard blow to take. And he zeroed in on her performance alongside Stevie Nicks, calling it one of the worst performances in Grammy history. He pointed out how she was off-key, and he questioned her singing abilities, and even suggested this could possibly derail her career. His criticism wasn't solely focused on her Grammy performance, though, which is odd. He also commented on her overall persona and her artistic direction. He called her songs childish, said she needed to grow up and write about more mature things, saying her songs were cheesy, and challenged her to write something meaningful, despite the fact that she was completely resonating with the people of her age group, which, as a pop star at her age, is kind of the goal, isn't it? Like, this is a lot to dump on a girl who's just starting her career. Like, his criticisms really dumped on her and really went overboard very quickly when you read through them. But this was one of many criticisms lodged against her, which was like a constant dump on Taylor Swift as far as her persona, her musical ability, her singing ability, and honestly her overall place in the music industry. People were questioning whether or not she deserved to be there. Both these men had written many articles about how Taylor Swift couldn't sing, how she was terrible, and honestly, they were going in on her. So much so to the point that like Taylor Swift even had mentioned in an interview where she very politely did not mention them by name when the song was brought to her attention on who the possible subject matter could have been about. She just mentioned she wanted to make a song that was basically explain what she was going through at that time, and how these things were not criticism. It just boiled down to them just being mean. It wasn't really dissecting her songwriting or anything like that. It was basically, I hate Taylor Swift. And she said it was really hard on her mental health. So much to the point that she stopped using Google Alerts. You guys remember those? Google Alerts? Which brings us to the Trigger Man of SavingCountryMusic.com. He was also particularly harsh on Taylor Swift's 2010 Grammy performance, and penned the piece, I Told You Taylor Swift Can't Sing, which was a continuation of many dumps he made on Taylor Swift as far as articles go. He painted with very broad strokes and kind of put the target on Taylor Swift, saying she's the reason why music is not enduring the way it's supposed to be and how country music is going in the toilet. To summarize it quickly, it was essentially you're in over your head and I don't think you should be there. But with these two criticisms, it led Taylor to be inspired to write the song Mean for her album Speak Now. This song has endured, and Swifties have taken it and championed it as an anthem for anti-bullying and being able to take criticism and handling the fact that criticism only matters if you take it and let it hurt you. Overall, it's safe to say Taylor Swift had the last laugh. She's still enduring to this day and breaking records. This song is a bop, and I will say from a personal level, I didn't necessarily like it when it first came out, but it's also I didn't have the context of what the song was even about. It just kind of sounded juvenile at first glance because I wasn't necessarily a Swiftie right out the gate. I became a Swiftie later on in life. Performing Taylor Swift songs at brunches made me a Swiftie. It was just upon curiosity I started digging and researching what the song was about, and I was actually really fascinated and thought it was a very fun, artistic approach and using your pen to get the last laugh and to fight back. I think fighting back with art is an amazing concept, and I think it's super cool that she had this song and it was a big hit, and it still endures to this day. Not to mention that breakdown where she starts talking about empathetic. I have so much fun at brunch remixing this and doing my own spin with it. Love it. Now, Taylor has mentioned that the big thing she took from these criticisms that really bothered her is that it didn't solely focus on the fact that they thought her singing was bad or that they disagree with the Grammys' decisions to give her all these accolades. It was the fact that they were going in on her as an artist very early in her career and being very, very, very judgmental and very harsh and just dumping a lot onto her that she quite frankly didn't deserve. It was very, very petty.
There are a million different opinions from a million different people. There's constructive criticism, there's professional criticism, and then there's just being me. This song is about how I handle it and sort of my mindset about the whole situation.
And she was an easy target because honestly, people were obsessed with her. Like, she had a gigantic fandom right out the gate because she is very, very talented and was penning hit after hit, and they were her hits. She wrote them. I feel like to sum this up, she was a very easy target because, quite frankly, the media loves to pick on women, especially young women when they're early in their careers. They put a lot of pressure on them to over-succeed and overachieve, and when they do, it's still not enough. And I think she had a very mature and really fun artistic way of responding back to this criticism. Like, I fully applaud her for that. Now, all in all, I kind of like the resolution of this story because the Trigger Man eventually did come out and recant a lot of his statements saying he was wrong, whereas Bob doesn't feel the same way. Let's just say that. But all in all, Taylor Swift has rose above this, and she is one of the most popular artists of this time, not to mention one of the most successful, like literally breaking records. She's got songs hitting the charts that are from 2 years ago, okay? That is insane how popular she is and how much power she wields as a celebrity. But I want to discuss this topic because I think it's really, really interesting, especially with singer-songwriters, knowing the backstory of certain songs. So I'm glad I could be the one to talk about this story because I think it's really cool, and I think it's very interesting, a way of getting back at your critics with art. Like, art fights back, and I think that's super cool. Now, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you want to hear about pop culture-wise. I'm always interested to hear. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and comment down below what you thought about this moment. The conversation starts down below. And until next time, bye! Well, it's over now. Click my next YouTube video. Like, comment, and subscribe.